Hello, and welcome to camp orientation. My name is Aaron Zirkle. I'm the executive director of YMCA Camp High Harbor at Lake Allatoona. I've had the privilege of serving here for 14 years now, and probably more importantly to me, I'm also a camp parent. And so both of my kids have grown up at camp. They've come through as being campers, gone through the leadership program, and are now on staff. And so I'm very proud to say that our family's been highly involved, both as staff and as camp parents. So I'm excited that you have chosen us to help serve you this summer. I'm excited that we get the opportunity to work with your campers and to help them have an amazing time, and also to help them learn a little bit about character values and about our job is to help them become a little bit better people over the years of coming to camp. And so we want to work with you, and it's a privilege to be able to do that. So the goal of this orientation is to help you as new camper families to get all of your questions answered and to make sure that you are very comfortable with dropping your campers off with us. And so as we go through these things, certainly if you have questions that we don't answer by the end of this, call us or email us here at the office, and we're happy to help make sure that you are ready and excited about dropping them off on their first day of camp. So let's get started. So before they get here, we're going to talk about the camp app, about packing, and then setting up the camp store as well. So the Campanion app, really, it's an amazing app in terms of you getting ready for camp. It's very user-friendly, very easy to upload all of your forms in Campanion. So if you go to the App Store, upload Campanion, you'll see our camp on there, and then you'll be able to do everything you need to do through that. It's also great once you get to camp. While your camper's here, we'll be uploading 300 photos a day onto our Campanion site, and you'll be able to go on there. We actually have facial recognition software. You'll be able to go on there and really kind of see what's going on throughout camp and see all the activities that they're doing and check in on them that way. You can also, from that Campanion app, you can send emails to your camper. So while they're here, you're welcome to write an email every day if you'd like. And we print it out and we take it to their cabin just like mail. So it's a really great way for them to hear from you, to hear that you're thinking of them, and encourage them throughout the week. And then we can also send you notifications. So I'm able to type updates throughout the week. We'll send those out to you, if we have bad weather or just having a great time doing something special at camp. We'll send you information on that, let you know everything's going great, or any information you need to know throughout the week. We will use that Campanion app to do that. Packing for camp, we're going to send you a great packing list, and you're welcome to look through that. Certainly don't go out and buy a bunch of new stuff for camp. We want you to use used clothes, stuff that can get dirty, play outside, also stuff that's comfortable. And it's going to be hot, they're going to be sweaty, they're going to be in and out of the lake. And so by all means, send stuff that is going to get dirty throughout the week. In addition, make sure you're labeling everything. There is a lot of campers in those cabins. Sometimes there's 15 campers in a cabin, and they can, stuff can get flying everywhere. And so the better that their stuff is labeled, every once in a while something will get left at the waterfront, including towels or things like that. So label everything so that when we find it, we can get it back to the right campers. By all means, leave electronics at home, including cell phones. And so what we found at camp is when they don't have that distraction of the cell phone or other electronics like a switch or something like that, that without that distraction, they are able to really build relationships with other campers. They're able to interact with other campers, especially during those cabin times like rest hour or right before bed. And it's really a great time for them to make friendships, for them to get to know their counselors better. And so that's it. One of the important things is that they're there to experience those kinds of activities and leave those electronics at home. camp store, it's pretty cool how it works in terms of you're going to set up the amount that they are allowed to spend up front. So you will go ahead and pay on the Companion app or in your account. You'll pay up front. And so most people are in the $40 to $50 range. $50 will make sure that they get a camp t-shirt, get a snack and a drink every day. They also love popsicles. So we have the fancy sort of King of Pop style popsicles. And so when they come into the camp store, you've already uploaded that money on there. We will go in and write down everything that they are buying, and it will subtract from the amount that you put in there. And you can actually go on to the Companion app and see what they're buying throughout the week. And again, it's kind of fun to watch what they're buying. If they happen to run out because they bought all the fancy new camp gear for the year, all the updated styles of High Harbor gear, and they run out of funds, we will call you to say, hey, they've gone through their $50. Would you like to upload more? Or you can say, nope, that's what we agreed upon, and we'll stick with that. So we will communicate with you if you do happen to run out of money. But they get a chance to go to the camp store every day. And so a lot of that is to maybe get a item, but then also, that the snacks and drinks. For drop-off day, drop-off is going to start at 2 o'clock on Sunday. And honestly, we really try to start a little bit before that. And a lot of families come and they'll picnic early. So we have lots of picnic tables and pavilions and family games out. So if you want to bring a lunch, by all means, come do that on Sunday. It's right down by the waterfront. It's beautiful. So a lot of people will tailgate ahead of time there. There is no huge advantage of getting here early. Everybody has a bunk saved for them. The one time I might is if you have a group of friends that you want to bunk in the same room, go ahead and get here a little bit earlier so that you're sure to get all together in that same room. We're not saving specific bunks for everybody, but there is a bunk available. All the bunks are the same in the cabins, so whatever bunk you end up in, it's going to be great. As you're dropping them off, the caregivers will stay at their car. So even once you get to the cabins, the staff will unload everything for you. They'll help you carry it all in. And the staff are experts at helping those campers make their bunks. They'll help them make their bed. They'll get everything set up for them. They've been doing it for years and really enjoy making sure that your camper is set up and comfortable. We have found that over the last several years, even before COVID, we started doing where the parents stay at the car. Again, you're welcome to get out of the car, give them hugs, all that kind of stuff. But that transition is much easier for the campers, especially, to be quick and let them go ahead and start making friends in the cabins and getting settled in the cabin. Whereas it used to be parents would stay for a half hour, an hour, and it became a really tough transition for that camper once the parents would leave to sort of assimilate into the cabin. So that's been a great process for us. It's been really successful, especially for the campers. You will meet your head counselor. And so the parents will talk to the head counselor. You will let them know if there's any, concerns they need to know about. Certainly those could be medical or food-based things, or just talking to them about what's going to make the camp week most successful about your camper, and help the head counselor get to know them ahead of time. That's really great time for you to let them know everything they need to know. If you do have meds to check in, or you need to talk to the nurse about anything specific as far as safety or health concerns, this is a time where you'd actually drive over to our chapel parking lot. You would park and you're going to come in to the chapel, and you can meet the nurses. We do have a very specific pill pack out plan, and so that's going to get emailed to you ahead of time. You want to do it very specifically to that, because we have to have them all the same, so we make sure that we get the right dosages, that we get them at the right times to the right campers. And so we do medications at breakfast, lunch, dinner, or bedtime, whatever they need. And then including anything like melatonin or vitamins. If they don't need those, go ahead and keep those at home. But if it's something that they need throughout that week, by all means, bring it. But we don't keep any of that stuff in the cabin, including over-the-counter medications, and also including our staff medications. Everything comes out of the cabins and goes to the infirmary to be administered by the nurse. Then you can talk with the nurse and meet the nurse about any, again, any concerns that you may have that your camper will need. And those nurses will be here the whole week, 24/7, while your camper is here. Once the campers are checked into the cabins, they're doing a lot of fun icebreakers. They're doing get to know you games. They're again helping them set up the cabin the way that it's going to be best for the campers. They'll go over things like camp rules and the schedule, what they need to know. And then after we get all the campers checked into that cabin, they will do a swim assessment. This is a time for us to just kind of see how comfortable they are in the water. It's a short little swim out and back, lifeguards all around. It's in a designated swim lane area. And this is the time where we just see, are there any campers that we need to keep a closer eye on when they are at the waterfront or on the boats, things like that. Sometimes it's the first time that these campers have been in a lake, so that's a little bit different than a swimming pool, stuff like that. So it helps those counselors know who they might need to keep a little closer eye on. But after that swim assessment, everything that they do in the water, they're always wearing a life jacket. There's always lifeguards there, whether that's boating, whether that's swimming, or anything in and around the water. Everyone, including the staff, are wearing life jackets. Here's a schedule for the week. Pardon me. So wake up, it's going to be around 7:30. And the one exception to wake up is Thursday mornings. We actually let them sleep in a bit. And then we bring them breakfast in bed on Thursday mornings and we skip morning exercises. So that's a fun little switch up during the week and let them sleep in there a little bit. The rest of the day is wake up at 7:30 and head to morning exercises. And but morning exercises are really, they're fun, sort of get them loose, get them stretched out, get them ready for the day so that we can all go to breakfast at 8:15 together. Breakfast and all of our meals are going to be a full hot buffet of a good variety of foods. Of course, a lot of it's camper friendly foods, but we always have good healthy choices with that at the same time. At breakfast, we also have like a breakfast cereal bar and then the full hot buffet. They can eat as much as they'd like to eat. We try to teach them to not waste food, but that they can eat as much as they'd like. And then for lunch and dinner, we also have a salad bar, so a good variety of a big salad bar in addition to whatever the hot and side dishes are. So after breakfast, we go to cabin cleanup. And this is a really particularly campy, good experience at cabin cleanup. It's important for them to learn to take care of their stuff. So we're teaching them responsibility and caring. So they're going to be cleaning up their own bunk area. We'll teach them how to make their bed. And they're working together with the rest of their cabin mates to try to get the cleanest cabin award at the end of the week. So that's a fun thing for them to try to work together to get that award. The staff are going to clean the bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. They don't do that, but they will be responsible for cleaning their own bunk area up. After cabin cleanup, they'll head to morning assembly. And our assemblies are crazy, everybody jumping around, dancing, singing. We'll do some praise and worship songs. We'll do silly camp songs, but it's a good time to get a bunch of people in there just having a blast. And then we'll start the morning off with a lesson of the day, a character development, devotion, and then we'll head out into skills. And skills are our camp activities. So we'll do a couple skills in the morning. We'll do several skills in the afternoon. And 2 times during the day, you actually get to choose the skills that you want to do. So we will lay out all the skills each day for those skill choice times, and you can change them each day. You can do the same one each day. It's up to you, and that way it gives you a good chance to create your own camp experience. All our skills are, some of them are by cabin, some of them are choices. There's there's waterfront skills, things like boating time, the blob, the kayaks, paddle boards, all that kind of stuff. There's also land activities. We have the high rips course. We also have archery, arts and crafts, field games, all the typical outdoor camp kinds of land activities as well. Lunch is at 1:15, and then we do rest hour. Rest hour, you absolutely can sleep if you want, and a lot of them will sleep after the first couple of days, but it's just some downtime in the air-conditioned cabin, getting them out of the heat for a little bit. A lot of kids will bring things like cards or small games to play. They can read, but it is downtime. It's not run around being crazy in the cabin time. But again, they don't have to sleep during that time, but a lot of them will. We go back into activities after that. Within those activity times, there will be a camp store time at some point. We eat dinner together, and then at nighttime we'll do an all camp activity. And so that could be something like capture the counselor or cabin challenges where the whole camp is involved in a big activity. And then we'll close the night out with another assembly where we're doing songs. One of our camp leaders will do, again, a thought of the day or a short devotion. And then they'll head back to the cabins, get ready for bed, lights out around 10 o'clock. Sometimes that's 9:50, sometimes that's 10:10, but in that range there. Waterfront, again, I talked about life jackets everywhere and anywhere around the water, on the water. The staff are all lifeguard certified. And so it's one of the things I really appreciate about our staff is that being lifeguards, we can put any of them into any of those lifeguard positions and know that they're going to be safely lifeguarding. In addition to lifeguards, we also have other staff who are in the water, who are lifeguard certified as well, but have specific lifeguard stations. Excuse me. And then boating. The way our boating works is our head counselors are above over 18-year-olds who first they do their Georgia boater driver's license test. And then in addition to that, they do at least 40 hours of actual boat driver training with the National Safe Boating Council driver instructors. And so above and beyond their other camper trainings or staff trainings, they're doing specific boat driver training. We make sure that they have experience pulling people. We make sure that they have experience driving and parking and all of the water safety. Our lake is really nice during the week, Monday through Friday. We pretty much have it to ourselves, so there's not much boat traffic at all out there, and so it works out well. Now, there's always additional lifeguards on the boat with the driver, so the driver can concentrate on driving, and the other staff and lifeguards can help the campers or work the tube ropes or things like that. In terms of behavior management, one of the great things about overnight camp is that you signed them up a while ago and they have this anticipation. You're probably packing their stuff a whole week ahead of time. And so they have this like anxious anticipation to go to camp. And so they're really excited to get there. So we really rarely ever have sort of behavior issues that we have to deal with. Now, the staff are trained during staff training. And of course, our camp directors have a lot of experience in training. If there is a conflict in the cabin, we're going to certainly work on conflict resolution. But again, it's pretty rare. Now, if there is something going on in the cabin, I'm a camp director who's going to call more often than not. And so we're going to call you and kind of let you know what's going on. Most of the time it's something silly, and they've moved on and they get along great. And we're going to call and let you know what's going on to make sure that you understand what might have happened and so that you're aware. And then in the same way, if they got hurt or got a skin knee, a bump on the head, or where they've gone back into programming, but we're still going to call. I'm definitely a call more than not kind of camp director so that you're aware of everything that's going on here at camp and you're not hearing stories on the way home that you weren't expecting. Our infirmary is staffed with 2 nurses or EMTs throughout the week. They live here throughout the week. Again, they are administering the over-the-counter medications as well as the prescription medications. They will give those out at the meal times. If your camper does come to the infirmary with a little bit of first aid kind of thing, they can take care of that. If they have a fever or starting to feel sick, sometimes they just need a nap outside of the heat and we can get them back into programming. But if that persists and they have a fever for a little while or just, not feeling well for a while, we will call for you to take them to an urgent care visit, something like that. And then you will work with the doctors and the nurse together to see when it's appropriate for your camper to come back to camp if that does happen. But we're not taking them ourselves. We would call you to come take care of that. In terms of local emergency services, it's rare over the last 14 years that I've been here. It's rare that we've had to call, but when we do, the local emergency services, they know we're here. They know we have a bunch of kids here, and so they're very responsive, very quick to get here and take care of us. So again, we hope that we won't need to call them, but have a great relationship with them and have had very positive response from them. So when you come to pick up on Saturday, the pickup is going to start at 10. When you come, we will be checking ID to make sure that the person picking your camper up is an authorized person to do that. So make sure your authorized grown-ups on your CampMinder account or your Camp in Touch account is up to date. We'll check the ID for that. We will have lost and found things. So if you find that you get home and they're missing something, just give us a call and we can certainly look through the lost and found to see if we have it. We have been doing lost and found parties throughout the week, making sure that, again, if it's labeled, we'll get it back to the camper. If it's not labeled, we lay it all out and let's make sure the campers see it to see if it's their stuff. We would love your feedback and your input. And so we will send a end of the week survey, and we're going to send that sort of the middle of the next week so that your camper has time to get home, have some rest, but then also tell you all about their camp experience and the amazing time that they had. And we would love feedback either way. So if your camper had an amazing time and there's certain staff that they really enjoyed working with, let us know that. We love to congratulate those staff. But if there's something that we need to work on to do better, anything that we can improve, we are open ears and we want to hear that to be the best that we can be. So if you scan this QR code, there is a great video that we put together of a good compilation of stuff from last year. You can kind of, again, see the activities that we do around camp and see some of the excitement and fun. Now, if you're watching it on your phone, you can't scan the QR code, there is a link in the email that got sent with this video on it. So you can also go back to that email and click that link. But lastly, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing us to be the camp that you've chosen to help your kid have an amazing time here at camp. And again, our job is to help them learn a little bit of character lessons, but have an amazing time, make new friends and lifelong memories. So thanks again. We look forward to seeing you this summer.